guys, welcome back to the next video, and this is going to be another hero breakdown video in which we will talk about Jacob. Now this was one of the requested videos, so I'm making it now, and we are going to break down the hero in our usual manner, where we will talk about first how to get this hero, and then we'll do the skills breakdown. We'll see what skill sequence to go for to get him battle ready fast, and the talent build if you are leading with the hero, and possible uses and pairs for him. Okay, so let's get down to it. First of all, he's a top commander hero. He comes in the ranged top commander cycle, and he will be a choice with carry. So you can choose either carry or him. That's where you can acquire him, come in top 15 rank, get at least 10 fragments to unlock him. Then you can upgrade his skills. Now let's come down to skills. So first of all, his rage skill is the same skill that get enhanced on awakening. So we'll see the skill over here. His first skill is deals damage up to 3 enemy squads, damage factor of 12,500 in fan shape area. Basically it's going to be that 45-degree angle that we are all familiar with. And he also increases his own counter damage, which is 23% for 3 seconds. This mainly is going to be more helpful on garrison than on field, so I'll consider this particular part of the skill as more towards garrison. Can be used on field but not that effectively. Next is damage taken by each enemy will reduce by 15% for every additional target. This is something we have in common with Lois. So I did do the math a little bit. If it is 2 target, the damage is going to be a little bit more than 10.5k, and if the damage is on 3 targets, then it's going to be a little more than 9,000, which is still pretty good. After awakening the same skill, the damage factor becomes 13,750, and the counter damage increment is 5%, so it's going to be 28. Same for 3 seconds. Unlike Louis, his AoE doesn't change. It is still 3 enemy in a fan shape area. At this time, on 2 targets his damage is going to be more than 11.5k, and on 3 targets is going to be close to 10k, which is what Louis offers before awakening. So his single target and up to 3 target damage is really good. So this is actually a very good skill. Next we can go with the passive skill that he has. The range squad HP goes to 20%, and all damage increase by garrison squad up to 7.5%. It is basically saying that all troop type will get this buff. It does not apply on skill damage or on your counter damage. If I'm wrong, I haven't used him on garrison, so if there is a report and if I got this incorrectly, where the buff does apply to skill damage and counter damage as well, please do let me know in the comments. That way it will help everybody out. So that's second skill, and again it is a half garrison skill, half can be used on field. Third is deals damage up to 3 enemy squads, damage factor 2000 every 8 seconds. So it's basically a guaranteed damage of 1 extra round in a way. If you have seen my combat log breakdown video, if you have not, I'll put the link in the description for that. But this is basically an extra round of combat that you get an extra damage for every 8 seconds. Can be used on field. Also, if garrisoning, these 3 squads will get a attack debuff of 17% for 2 seconds. So this is again a half garrison skill, half can be used on field. Now thirdly, increases all damage by 16% if the remaining squad size is below 50%, and increase all damage by 20% if the squad size is less than 30%. Now this is the skills that got updated recently. It used to be more than 50%, which made this particular skill very viable, because once you enter in the battle, this 16% increment in all damage does help a lot, because you have more squad to actually use this particular skill to its maximum advantage. But at 50% or below, this 16% is not going to be that helpful on field at least. By 30% you should be heading back, so this 20% kind of like, I really don't see much value in it. One thing I do want to see if this 20% and this 16% stack when the squad size is below 30%, because technically below 30% is also below 50%. So not very good on field, can be useful on Garrison because Garrison do tend to drop that low. But again, you don't want that thing to happen to your Garrison where it's below 50% to actually utilize this skill. In my opinion, this particular skill not that good anymore. Used to be good. That is about his skills. He basically can be used on field and on Garrison. In both the cases, a good skill sequence to get him battle ready would be 1, and then 3, and then 2, and then 4. The reason being, these are 3 enemy squad getting an extra damage will definitely help more than this HP buff, because 20% HP on range squad is not a lot because range is already very squishy. So 20% is not that much of a buff. Like Julia, she does provide I think up to 40% HP buff, which would be good if he provided 40 as well. Pairing with Julia would be 80% buff, would be very helpful. But between 2 and 3, I would pick 3. I was going on 4th first because it used to be more than 50%. Now since it's below 50% and the skill is not appealing anymore. So this was about his skills. Next is talent build. So this talent build would work on field, like max the range tree out, because it does boost range and becomes some extra rage and extra attack and defense. The point being, this is if you're leading with him. Personally, I will not lead with him. I would rather lead with somebody else who will give me better rage generation, because there are heroes that build rage as a skill and do have a skill tree like Julia does. Her first rage skill already reduces the rage cycle by 1.2 seconds right there. Yeah, so that was his talent build. Again, I will most likely not lead with him, especially on Garrison, because I have better heroes for Garrison. I'm not saying that he's bad on Garrison. He's okay on Garrison. Not amazing, but I have better heroes. Now, pairing. Personally, as I said, I would always keep him on support. So he can be led by somebody who produces good rage to have this particular damage drop happen more frequently. So I would pair him with rage builders like Julia would be a good one. Luis would be a good one. They both combined have AoE damage going on. So that would be a good pair. Plus, he also has skill tree and a particular skill that does generate good amount of rage. Also, we can pair him in support with Chun. Chun also builds some rage, although her rage required is more, but combined they deal a lot of damage because she does have 13,000 damage factor, plus hers increase by 25% if you're hitting one target, which already is a lot for Jacob anyway. So that would be really good pair. If you are having him on Garrison, you can definitely pair him with Thunder. I have seen him with Zagoro here and there, but not a lot. But yeah, people have put him on Garrison with Thunder, and they do deal a lot of damage to any kind of rally that's hitting them. But I would have a better pair for Thunder than Jacob. So what is the overall review of Jacob, because that's something was asked of me in private chat a lot, like is it worth investing in him or not? If you want a second ranged pair on field, you can invest in him. Like if you are a ranged commander and out of 5 squad you have at least 2 squads on field for ranged, you can have him on the field. He will do okay. You can have obviously Julia and Luis and Chun. You can have him as a 4th hero to make 2 good pairs. But yeah, those are 3 are better than him. So that's there. And on Garrison, I would rather keep Luis or Victor. Victor is him. If you have him, develop him for Garrison compared to Jacob. Like the moment I have Victor, I'm gonna keep Jacob on pause and develop Victor for Garrison, not him. And there's a reason for that. He actually does have same amount of damage factor, plus he boosts skill damage. I'm gonna talk more about his skills during his breakdown, but just to know, he is a better Garrison hero than Jacob. Now, why would I say Luis would be better than him on Garrison? Because he does have circular AoE that does help. He does build better rage, and he's have a stat increment on 30% skill damage, which brings his skill damage up to more than 15,000, which is really good. So that was my review for Jacob. Now it is really up to you if you want to develop him. But for me, I have better heroes to work with, so I'm gonna keep him on a pause. With that, I can conclude this video. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Thank you for watching, and I really appreciate you guys, and have a great day.